What up, everyone? It is about 10 o'clock at night, and I just got back from a kicking baby shower. I know you're like, baby shower? You're a guy. It was actually pretty fun. The first one I've ever been to where we did shots all night. So I figured it would be the perfect time to give a new pepper a shot. So I got this yellow Habalokia. I pulled this beast off of my plant the same night I got the yellow brain strain. So I don't know, like Wednesday. And it's still nice and firm. Great consistency. So I know it's not a super, but it's something interesting. So I figured I would give it a shot real quick. It shouldn't mess my stomach up, and so 3-5. I get some pretty good chances of getting lucky a little bit later. Anyways, let's cut this thing open and see what we have inside. Not bad. There's really not any heavy smell to it. It's pretty long. I'd say it's probably like 3.5 inches, but I'm a guy, so 3.5 inches is probably only two. Not much placenta from the way I look. It's got a little bit of the Chinantz smell, not very strong. It's got a seed pocket, nice high. You can see it's the seeds are all nice and high instead of spreading all the way throughout. This one, this side, the seeds extend a little bit lower, so they follow the rib, which some would say the rib is the placenta. On milder peppers, it's pretty bitter. On hot peppers, it's hot. So let me pull some of the seeds out of this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and eat it. I know it's not a super hot, but it's interesting, so I wanted to give it a shot. I'm pretty excited about growing it. I got my seeds from Ahi Joe. He's done a great job at providing a lot of the guys within the pepper community some free seeds. Is for a self-addressed stamped envelope or a self-addressed stamped bubble envelope, SASE or SASBE. He sent you pretty much whatever you want, or he charges $1, which is just covers the postage. So pretty nice guy. So this is a pretty nice size pepper. About 3.5, 4 inches, like I said. So bottoms up. Medium thick, pretty warm so far. Consistency or it's got a peppery, which is interesting. This is the first I've ever tasted this way. Almost like when I say peppery, I'm talking about like black pepper, cracked pepper, peppercorns. Warm all over the mouth. Nothing really in the throat yet. Scratch. Interesting. I never got hiccups before. This is new to me, but see the teeth. It's pretty hot. Wow. It's give me a sec. The tongue is more of the burn. It's got a peppery taste to it. Wow, much hotter than I expected. I'm usually talking a lot now. Not so easy. It's definitely a tongue and mouth burn. Every breath sucks. My lips. Like my eyes are like letting go. I got seeds stuck in my teeth, which is another reason why I like to pull seeds out. About 3 minutes. And I gotta tell you, it's way hotter than I expected. Mm. So, all right. It's new to me. I'm really jittery. I mean, when you look at the pod, a lot of times nature has its own deterrents. You get like pointy pods or very, very bumpy pods. And it's kind of like deters animals. There we go. From going after it. This was nice and smooth. Pretty inviting. I mean, it almost looks like ahi yellow or ahi limon. Way hotter. I bet you guys clicked on this. You're like, yellow Habalokia. What's that? And I say it's not even a super. It's like a swift kick to the nuts. So, right at 4.5 minutes. Mouth kind of calming down a little bit. Excuse me. I think it's more of a... Alright, this is more like a mind disruption than anything, because I pulled his pepper off and I was like, yellow Habalokia. It's a habanero cross with the Lokia. And I mean, at first glance, it's going to bring the heat level down. Pretty much always, you're going to bring the heat level down. If you cross with a lesser pepper, even though if the Habalokia or the Lokia is mother plant, you cross that habanero, you can kind of expect a cut to the heat level. And all right, it's been about 5.5 minutes, so I'm gonna hit some water. All right, you can kind of expect a cut to the heat level, even if the mother plant is the hotter plant. And I think that's what it is when you go into the you go to it expecting not to get hit so hard. And I mean, it's freaking hot. Like, I'm not, don't get me wrong. It's got a great heat level. I mean, I would almost venture to say it's right under a yellow 7-pot. I have never had a yellow boot, so I look forward to trying that. If it's much hotter than this, then I mean, it's gonna be pretty freaking hot. Anyways, it's a great pepper. Very unexpected. I've got a lot of peppers or a lot of pods hanging off that plant. It's about 6-7 minutes in, and my mouth is still, my tongue is still pretty hot. I got to go back to my other videos and try to check out like if I ever hiccup before. So this is a first for me. I mean, I always watch those guys say hiccup. It's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not as hot as any red pod I've ever eaten. But I mean, it's definitely got a pretty nasty heat level to it that I was not expecting. All right, 7.5 minutes in. Just got like back to the middle of the tongue. You're like, what is this dude pointing at his tongue for? So the back to the middle of the tongue. Sorry, like Bonnie. I mean, I know you like when I talk through it. It's just tough to talk through. I mean, a number of things could have gone into it. This pepper could have hit me harder than a 7, which is interesting because a lot of people like, for example, God bless you. They talk about like, oh, I can eat these supers like fatales, which is not a super, but they can eat fatales, they can eat habaneros, they can eat some boots, and it really doesn't hit them so hard. But then they eat a jalapeno, and it's like, oh my god, my face is on fire. Certain peppers hit certain people different ways. I'm a strong proponent of the fact that it's just because it's supposed to be hotter than another chili pepper doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be that way. This is definitely not supposed to be as hot as like the 7s that I've eaten, and if I go back, I mean, it's 8 minutes in and I still got heat in my mouth, which is not what happened 3 nights ago when I ate the brain strain yellow. So, I mean, this could be hotter in for my taste, and so sometimes it's difficult for me to tell you this is hotter, and that's why I really don't rank number 1, number 2, number 3. I go on what works for me. For you guys, I would say that it's a great pepper for your garden. If nothing else, it's a huge producer. I mean, I've got to have 20 pods on this plant, and my yellow brain strain's got 3. My yellow 7 pot, which I talked about in my girl vlog earlier, I would probably grow a 7-pot yellow over a brain strain because my 7-pot yellow's got about a dozen pods on it. But if I had to pick on a producer, this is a great one to go for. So for you in your garden, I would definitely say give this one a shot. It's definitely it's cheap. I mean, it's a buck or a self-addressed stamp envelope to Joe. You can't really beat that. I mean, it's like I said, it's a massive producer and it's got an awesome heat. The flavor is good and it's more peppery, which is interesting because I've never had a pepper that's peppery. But it would be a good addition to some powders. It would actually make a pretty interesting sauce. So in all, it's a great pepper, and I totally recommend it. I give 2 thumbs up. So, all right, I'm gonna go sit on the couch and watch some more Howard on AGT. So I appreciate you guys watching, taking the time out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. If you have any more directed questions or comments, let me know. And the first comment I get on this video on my tube channel gets the next pod off this plant. So appreciate you guys watching. Take it easy.